Shalom, fam. This is Or Ibri, author of Making Your Enemy Your Footstool, investor and consultant, and I want to come to you this afternoon with another video. So I just left this dope networking event here in Atlanta, hosted by Urban CEO Network. It was an awesome event. They had some awesome speakers, some awesome vendors. Everything was on point. Everything was great. Got to network with some people. But I want to tell you a little something that happened. And so most of you all, this may not be important, but I know there's somebody who needs to hear this. So, during the event was, they had the VIP section, but for the most part, the event was a free event. To come to the event, you didn't have to pay anything to come to the event. But they did have raffles, drawings. If you went to the vendors, and interacted with the vendors, you got a raffle ticket to go on the drawing. And the entire event, they had different drawings for different items and whatnot. So I was able to go to one vendor. I ended up going to one vendor, which was the vendor, it was a doctor, and they were doing screenings for people to see if you were pre-diabetic. So I got my screening done with that. That was the only ticket I got. I had one ticket, put it in the raffle. You had people who had multiple tickets, 10 tickets, 6 tickets, XYZ, whatever. So all event, as the different hosts are interviewing the different individuals that they brought up, the different speakers and whatnot, and we're talking to the different speakers. After each speaker, they drew for different items, more items, different items. Now, the event was going on, and people were leaving, I guess, because it was free or whatever, or just whatever, however they felt. I'm not sure. I stayed the entire event. So me staying the entire event, I was able, to be there to the end. So toward the end, there were a few gifts and whatnot. Now the last gift, the last item was the television. It was a television. That was the last raffle item, but it had a lot of different other great items to get. A lot of different vendors contributed some of their items to the event, a lot of different items. So there was a item, and I can't remember what that item was, that came up, and I was like, wow, I would really, I'm sorry, it was a candle. The host of the event, she had a friend who had a candle line, had a great story behind it, something that she did to deal with some trauma, to overcome losing one of her family members and whatnot. And so the story behind the candle was dope. I really loved the candle. She pulled the candle out the box. It was a beautifully crafted candle, came with affirmations. I really wanted that candle. So I was sitting, I was like, man, I want this candle there, they were about to do the drawing for the candle. And one of the things that I've been working on lately is literally trying to tap into another part of my mind that allows me to draw things to me that I want. Like, I remember as a child being able to tap into this thing where if it was something that I wanted, it would come to me. And just over the course of life, you go through things in life, and I kind of got disconnected from that. So I've been trying to reconnect to that thing. And for a long time, I just forgot how to do it, but it's just this space I could go to in my mind, and I can literally feel something in me like conjuring up. And I've been trying to figure out how to get back to that. And here's the crazy thing. When I was a child, I just never dreamed high enough. Like, I never envisioned things. So it'd be little stupid things like, we in school, and I remember one story real quick side note. One story, I'm sitting there, we're in school, we're going to the restroom. I was the last kid that had to go use the bathroom, and all the other kids came out of the restroom and were like, there's no more paper towels in there. And I was like, what do you mean? As a kid, I'm in the 3rd grade. I don't want to, walk around with wet hands and wipe my hands on my clothes. So as I walked into the bathroom, I was like, please let there be paper towels in here. It was like 5 or 6 students that came out before me. They were like, there's no paper towels anymore in the bathroom. So I go in the bathroom, I use the bathroom, and boom, 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 I hit the paper towel dispenser. Paper towels come out. I come out, wipe my hands, and the kid was like, where did you get those paper towels from? I was like, I don't know. They were in the bathroom. It was like those paper towels weren't in there when we were in there. I said, I don't know what to tell you. So I've always had stuff like that happen to me when I was younger. And I would always put it out, but I would never have a high enough vision. But as I went through life, I guess I got disconnected from that gift. So I've been trying to figure out how to do it. And the crazy thing is, when it came to something negative, I've been able to manifest negativity. I forgot how to manifest positiveness. So, that's one of the things I've really been trying to tap into. So I remember sitting there, going back to the story, I remember sitting there at the event. And I'm like, man, I really want this candle. So I remember closing my eyes and just going to a space in my mind. Like I literally could feel myself. Like it was the craziest thing. I can't even explain it. I just know what I did. And so they did the drawing for the candle and I didn't win it. And I was like, dang. But I was like, but the person who they called, they weren't there. So usually what has happened in my life in the past is I have wanted something, didn't get it, and as life kept going on later on, I would kind of get a little disheartened and I would kind of give up. But for some reason in my head, I was like, let me not do that. Let me not remove this energy. So I literally reinforced the energy. Whatever that energy was, I literally reinforced it like, no, I'm going to win. So they drew another name and it was not my name. But instead of me just giving, I was like, well, there's still a few other gifts up here. So, time goes by. They interview one more person. They bring up some more vendors. They do drawings for like 2 more items and there's 1 item left. So they do the drawing for this last item. And so the host of the event, she was like, well, hopefully the person who's here, or hopefully the person named who I draw, they're still here. I said, and I'm sitting in the front row right there in front of her. I said, well, just keep pulling till you pull my name. And so me and her share a laugh. A couple other people in the audience share a laugh. So then she pulls the ticket for the second to last item. That woman stands up, give us something that was really cool too. And then she pulled the last ticket for the last item. And she pulled my name. And when she pulled my name, she's like, oh man, that was so cool. Cause like she heard when I said, just keep pulling till you pull my name. So like, she like knew kind of like the importance of it. And I was like, wow. And it's crazy because I end up getting the television. That was the last item. And so that really just like the television is the television. Like I'm not getting deep on the television. At the max a $200 television. I appreciate the gift. I'll be able to use it as a second monitor when it comes to, some of the things that I'm doing with my business and stuff like that. So, that's not the big thing. The most important part of this is the fact that I was able to have that reinforcement of whatever it is, that faith, that belief, whatever it is, that reinforcement of that, and see it happen in live view, like it happened. And that's the thing, like sometimes we put something out there that we want and then we give up. But here's the crazy thing, as dope as that candle was, and as dope as that was, I burned that candle a few times, it go away over a month or so. I literally needed a second monitor. Like I'm not gonna use this as, let me watch movies and BS off. No, like I needed a second monitor. Like I was, sitting there like, okay, I need a second monitor because I'll be doing this during the day and I'll be wanting this to go on and I'm, looking at my trades and stuff like that. So I need multiple monitors. So the fact that I was able to get this, like the actual item isn't what's the big deal here. The big deal is that process, that I never removed that energy back from what it was of me wanting something. Like I could have easily like, oh, well, I didn't win that. And that was that. And I could have cut that energy source off, but I didn't. I continued to send that energy source out. And what ended up happening is I end up receiving something back greater than what it was that I wanted. And we have to remember that, like, we put stuff out and we don't get what we say we want. And then we just cut the energy source off, not knowing that the universe is about to send us something greater. But it's just like fishing. If you throw your fishing line out and you pull your line back too early, well, you could have had a fish out there that could have snipped your line, but because you put this, fish can't snip a line that ain't out there. the same thing. The universe can't bring back to you something if you've cut off the connection to it. So that's why it's very important that we have to make sure that when we want something, we have to go into that space, be in that space. And here's the thing, because I'm not big on, just blind faith. Here's the thing. In order for me to have won anything, I had to be there. I had to be there. It's just like, in order for you to win the lottery, you got to play. So here's the thing. Your what you want may not be something like this. It may be a lifestyle. It may be having a certain business, whatever. The thing is, you got to put in the work. I knew they was having a raffle the whole time they were promoting the event. So it ain't like I just randomly showed up. No, I knew they were having a raffle. So I knew there was a raffle involved. But in order for me to win the raffle, I had to make the conscious effort, and I had to take the steps to go to the event. So in your life, whatever it is that you're doing, not only do you have to make sure you're putting out the right energy, you're keeping that energy source out there, so that way whatever it is that you're seeking, even if it's that or something greater, can hook on and be brought back to you. But you got to be doing the work, or you got to put yourself in a position to get that. You have to put yourself in the position to get that. If you don't, then you're not going to get what it is that you want. So you have to operate in that and not just do the bare minimum and I'm doing something. Why am I not? No, you have to put like when I tell y'all, I could have literally sat there and be like, okay, oh man, that's nice. I really want that candle. No, I didn't just say, hey, I really want that candle. No, I literally closed my eyes and I went to a space so I can feel, I felt tingling in my body. I don't know what I did. I'm going to study more into it. And I'm not making this up. This ain't, for sensationalism. I felt tingling in my body. Wherever I went in my mind, wherever I went and whatever I put out, it wasn't just a simple me saying, oh man, I really like that. I want that. No, I did something. And that's what we all have to do. Sometimes you can't explain it. You don't always have to explain everything. Some things, it just happens. Everything will not have an explanation, and that's fine. At the end of the day, the goal is to get the results. So sometimes you may not be able to explain to people how you got to where you got to. And that's okay. That don't mean stop doing what you're doing. It may not make sense how you got to where you got to, or how you're getting to where you're going. It's fine. Keep going. Keep going until it makes sense. So I'm going to figure out whatever this was that it was, and it's going to make sense later to me, and I'll be able to come back and possibly tell y'all the steps, but I ain't on that. I'm not on, I don't know how I did it, so I don't want to do it no more. I want to keep doing it until I can figure it out. I'm going to keep doing it until I can figure it out. I'm going to keep doing it to open up every single door that I want to open up, and until I get every single thing that I want to get, and you should do the same thing in your life as well. We have to do these things. We can't be afraid. Whatever it is that you want, you have to go out and get it. So like I said, it's bigger than the television. It's the process behind what it was that I got. And it's whatever that is, and I'm going to go figure that thing out. So in your life, whatever it is, you go figure it out. So with that, I say heal and go build. And peace and shalom. This is Or Ibri.